I gave him a 5, Skip. It was nice, but let's be real, it's still Sacramento. And they shouldn't have to have come back against Sacramento. They were down by as much as 7 points in the fourth quarter, go on something like a 33-18 run and really open the ball game up. But I got to finally give them credit for winning games like this because we've seen them so many times lose ball games like this. As a matter of fact, last time Sacramento was there, they lost in triple overtime. So it was really nice to see them finally get a win of this magnitude. But the reason they were able to win this game, the reason why they were able to stay close in this ball game, despite how poorly they shot the ball, Skip, is because they had very limited turnovers. At one point, they had like 1 turnover in the first half, had 3 going into the fourth quarter. I think they ended with 5. So now you get an opportunity to shoot 16 more times than the opposing team. You don't get De'Aaron Fox to get run out. You don't get Buddy Hield getting easy threes in transition. So now you're able to set your defense. Now, Skip, you're able to do what you normally do and stay in a routine, stay in a rhythm. Because the way they were playing in the fourth quarter, if you turn the ball over like they normally do, Skip, you lose that ball game because it breaks your rhythm. It breaks your momentum because Buddy Hield doesn't need a whole lot of oxygen. Damn, every time I see him shoot that three, I say, boy, you sure look good in some purple and gold. Unfortunately, that don't seem like it's going to happen now, Skip, but it is what it is. We've been talking about this all year, Skip. Malik Monk, I told you Malik Monk should have been in the starting lineup because he plays the best off of LeBron. He can cut to the basket, Skip. He can shoot the three. He can get his own shot. He doesn't need the ball to do much. He don't have to dominate the ball. Bron can find him cutting. I like what I saw last night. But, Skip, I'm not finna get, if they had beat, let's just say for the sake of argument, beat the Suns, beat the Warriors, beat Utah, Brooklyn, beat Milwaukee, Philly, Chicago. Skip, okay, you in trouble now. You saw what we did, right? And we did that without AD. You saw what we did. Skip, I mean, Sacramento's not going to be in the playoff. They're not going to be in the play-in tournament. I'm happy that they're showing signs of fight, signs of life, Skip. But I'm not fit to get all excited about beating Sacramento. It's the mere fact that when you got Russ and LeBron, and they got no superstars, De'Aaron Fox is a nice player.
He's edge of.
He's a nice player. But you got 2, and you found yourself in this situation in the fourth quarter. Nah, so I can't get that excited about it. I'm excited. I'm excited Russ didn't turn the ball over. We'll talk about him a little later. Talk about, like this is a normal occurrence for him. Like, what? Y'all talking like y'all surprised I didn't turn the ball over. We're shocked.
Which leads to my opening remark. It's a miracle. Lord have mercy on us all. I witnessed the whole game last night because my power stayed on. I'm way down in the flats, down below Bel Air, up in your palatial estate. But I don't know. Our power stayed. Maybe because we don't use very much power.
Yeah.
You've got all.
Maybe y'all was zapping our power. Yeah, that's maybe. What probably happened.
I don't know. But I watched this whole game because I was mesmerized by the fact that Russell Westbrook had 0 turnovers. And I kept waiting for one wild-handed, crazy-minded, no-headed turnover.
Jump in the air 360 with nowhere to go.
I kept waiting for the one that was going to turn the game in favor of the Kings versus the king at his palace.
Right.
And it didn't happen. And I said, well, on scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give the Lakers on the impressive scale a 7 last night just because Russell Westbrook, I guess he swallowed his pride. I guess they got through to him. I don't know what happened before the game, but during the game, he gave you the blueprint for success with the Lakers because he basically stayed out of the way, right? So he plays almost 34 minutes, which is a lot. He closed the game in the fourth quarter, and he really didn't do anything terribly wrong because he only tried 1 3. 1 3, and he missed it. But still, if you don't have a turnover and you don't even take but 1 3, now your team has a chance. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? On plus minus, Russell Westbrook led the whole game by far at plus 17. So in all the minutes he was on the floor, almost 34 minutes on the floor, the team led by 17 points. Well, that's pretty great. That shows you the formula for survival with Russ in the lineup and closing the game.
But who had the ball majority in the hand? Malik Monk and LeBron James.
Okay, and by the way, on just usage rate, LeBron played point guard and he played center on the other end, which is we've never seen that before.
Right.
But again, LeBron was 36.7% usage rate, which is pretty high, but pretty right for this team. And Russ was next at 29.1. But at least Russ didn't have 40% usage rate because he kind of stayed out of the way. And by the way, third on that list of usage rate was, guess who? A guy that I've been beating this table for over here that should be playing a lot more, Dwight Howard.
He was big last night.
He had the third most usage rate at 24.1%, a little more than Malik Monk, who was sensational. But Dwight was 14 points and 14 rebounds on 6 of 10 shots. That was huge. And Dwight actually saved Russ early in the game. If you recall, Russ just shoots a cold air ball. It's just like it missed by 2 feet short. And Dwight's like, thank you, I got this. And he just puts it right back in. Okay, good. Okay, was that a called play? I don't know. Maybe that's how you... No, it was not. Okay, so here's my point about LeBron last night that really got me. And I don't know if he was just joyful because Russ was playing real, solid, smart basketball. Or remember, he had a really bad night the last time this team visited, and they got embarrassed because it was a triple overtime game. It was the day after Thanksgiving.
Right.
Same building, different name, but same building.
Right.
And it went 3 overtimes because LeBron missed 2 walk-off shots, which is hard to do in one game, but he missed 2. And I told you yesterday, only half kiddingly, I thought this was a revenge game for the King against the Kings. And down the stretch, I got to give him high marks because he played the fourth quarter and he did not hit the wall in the fourth quarter. No. He scored 14, and even though at one point he was 1 of 8 from 3, he made 2 big threes that gave him the lead back. It's with about 4 minutes left. If we could see the celebration after the second 3, I was like, LeBron, what are you doing? Here's the second 3. He just hit one, like 40 seconds earlier. And he says, I'm feeling it. I got this. And then as he goes up court, he is giving it. He is doing mean mugs. He is shaking the head. He's got it going. And I'm saying, LeBron, it's just the Kings. Maybe you should save it for Phoenix or the Nets or somebody. Right?
But Skip, it was the and one. There he really got it going.
Thank you. Let's see that one if we could, please. This is later. This is like the dagger.
Yeah. Damon Jones, you in the wrong place at the wrong time, bro.
Drive it left-handed up off the glass and one, and he goes crazy.
He says, y'all know I'm a mofo problem.
Yeah. Wonder what he's saying.
You know what he's saying.
Wonder what he's saying. I couldn't read it.
He said, I'm a mofo problem.
Okay.
Bees.
Okay. These are the Kings. So I got to tell you, I felt a little ashamed for LeBron because these are the Sacramento Kings. Yeah. Shouldn't you save that for somebody real?
Oh, we got some of that for them, too.
Okay, well, the Kings are 16-23. The Kings are ranked 24th in defensive efficiency. They have really struggled on the defensive end. And by the way, Rashawn Holmes is 6 feet 10 inches tall. Right. He is their leading rebounder and their leading shot blocker, and he's in COVID protocol. So he did not play last night. So the lane was open.
Right.
So if LeBron, he's 6'9", 260. I always say just drive it. And to his credit, LeBron actually, he took more shots in the paint than out of the paint. Okay, good. That's what you should be doing. Took 14 shots in the paint, only 12 outside. But that celebration after that one, which gave him a 4-point, he missed the free throw, but still. It gave him a 5-point lead. So that was basically game over. A game that actually the Kings led with 3 minutes left. Yeah. They led by a point.
They led by as many as 7.
Okay, I got it. But as deep as 3 minutes left in the game, they led by 1 point. Well, and LeBron goes nuts, and I'm thinking, LeBron, has it come to this, that you're celebrating against that team?
Yeah. Skip, I think the thing is that it was a shooting contest, Malik Monk and LeBron James against Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield doesn't lead a whole lot of oxygen, Skip. He was letting it, Skip, I mean, it was like guys running at him. It was like guys close to him.
Okay, but he's done that his whole career. That's who he is. That's why you wanted him.
Can you imagine him in the closing lineup?
I got it.
Malik Monk.
Yeah, because last night you have to figure how to win in spite of Russell Westbrook. Right. How do you contain him over here. If he'll stay in his little box over here, you got a shot, right?
Well, I think the thing that he helped the most, Skip, he didn't turn the ball over. Last time they played, they lost that triple overtime. They had 19 turnovers.
Yeah.
Okay, now you cut that down. You only had 5. You had 1, 3? I think you had 3 going into the fourth quarter.
Yep.
Skip, you can win like that because it keeps them. Skip, this is an older ball club. The last thing you want to do, young teams, every chance they get, their coach is telling them, push the pace.
Okay.
This is an older team, and come fourth quarter, they'll wear down.
Okay.
So we want every opportunity to push the pace on them.
All right. So my favorite moments came after the game when Russ did sit at the podium reluctantly and stoop to dignify the gathered media with his presence, right? It's almost above him. Okay, so the first answer came by itself and just shut down, I believe it was Dave McMenamin of ESPN, and it was obviously a very legitimate question. Yeah. And Russ just completely shut him out and shut him off by reading his phone. As you said, that's all he does is just read his phone. That's it. Just made easy reads. Well, just the last game, you had 9 turnovers.
Right, so we don't know easy reads in that game.
I don't know. I guess they were hard reads in that game, right?
Exactly.
Against Minnesota? Really?
Skip, he's gone 407 games. He snapped the streak of 407 games with at least 1 turnover.
March 14th of 2016 was the last time he had 0 turnovers. That's almost 5 years ago.
Playing at least 30 minutes. Last night he played 30 minutes and had 0 turnovers.
Yep.
He's played 28 minutes and had no turnovers, but that goes back to 2013. So since they started keeping the stats of turnovers, I think it goes back to 72, 73. Russ had gone the longest without having a 0 turnover game. So 40 years since they've been keeping the stat. And all of a sudden, he's like, man, y'all asking me these dumb questions. Y'all know I take care. Bruh, you a turnover machine. That's not a dumb question.
No, it's not a dumb question.
Oh, I remember when AD went out, I'm going to let the game dictate, what I do, what I need. Bruh. I just, it's just, it would be frustrating to do that job.
In the second answer, he made it a we. If we collectively, he's talking about, if we put our minds to it, we can protect, we won't turn the ball over. We? Bruh, it's a we, it's a you.
Thank you. They had 14 turnovers, you had 9. So guess what? Had you not turned the ball over the last time, guess what? They'd have 5 turnovers again, which is realistic.
So he did make one statistical point that was very valid. He said, we shot the ball 99 times. They only shot the ball 83 times.
I wonder why.
Guess what?
Yes.
You didn't turn it over. You didn't hand it back to them. And then Coach Vogel made a very interesting reference that I had not heard. Maybe I should read Phil Jackson's books a little closer, but he made a Phil Jackson reference that was fascinating because he said, defense, this is Vogel, he said, defensively, obviously, live ball turnovers kill you. They're what Phil Jackson used to call CFUs, right? Compound, ... mistakes. I think the reference was to compound F-ups, okay? So I love that because that is exactly right. He's talking about live ball turnovers where if you turn it over and the ball doesn't go completely out of bounds, that means the action continues the other way.
Thank you.
And you are going to get cooked because you can't get your defense set at all. Usually it's going to lead to a 3-on-2 or a 2-on-1 kind of break if you live ball turnover.
For the most...
So Phil Jackson's point was, those are the ones that compound because it's insult to injury. It's you're going the other way and you're going to give up a dunk.
Don't exacerbate a bad situation.
That is
already.
Correct.
And you're right, Skip. 16 more shot attempts.
Russ is the king of CFUs, isn't he?
Yes.
Like seriously.
I ain't no F and M.
No, it doesn't go together. But the point is, he is still, they have to defend Russ because they're stuck with him. And you get upset when they all say, Russ has still got to be Russ. Well, they're just trying to survive it. They're trying to figure, because LeBron can't condemn Russell for his turnovers, right?
Yeah, no, Skip, and I get it. You're supposed to support your teammate, especially in game situations, no matter what. Even when the quarterback's turning the ball over. Yes, we need to do a better job of protecting, but I'm not going to throw him under the bus and then drive the said bus over him. I'm always going to be in his corner. I always want to speak positively about the situation. But trust me, I'm seething Because I know you're costing us game. As well as our defense is playing, you can't turn the ball over 7 times. Our defense give up 21 points, and we lose. You do realize that. So I get all this. Russ want to do what's in the best interest of Russ. That ain't all what he wants to do. There is no possible way that he thinks by playing the way he plays is in the best interest of the team when you turn the ball over 4.8 times a game. How does he believe that is in the best interest of the team?
Yep. I believe Russell Westbrook went home not very happy last night. Even though they won, look at his numbers. He did have 19 points, but he had 7 rebounds and only 2 assists.
Right.
Well, that's not exactly triple-double caliber, right?
But, Skip, they only had 24 assists as it is. Horton Tucker had the most assists. He had 6. LeBron had 5. Malik Monk had 4. But a lot of the stuff was, Skip, was, one-on-one. There wasn't no pass and somebody diving to the basket.
Nope.
That wasn't what that was.
Yeah, and LeBron said we didn't shoot the ball very well, but what saved him in the end was Malik Monk. He made 6 threes.
Right.
I mean, when you were down 1, the shot of the night, to me, if we could see that, it was Malik Monk from LeBron. But it's a hard shot. It's a pretty high degree of difficulty. Malik Monk comes to
He loved playing pick and roll with Malik.
He just sort of shifts back to the 3, tries twice to pick for him, and then there it is. That's not an easy shot, fairly contested.
Yes.
That was the game breaker. That did it. From there on, they seized the lead. That was the end of it.
But that's the thing. Well, think about it, Skip. When you don't shoot the ball well, the one thing that you cannot do is compound it by doing what? Turning the ball over.
There you go.
The only reason they were in the game, because they didn't really shoot the ball well until the 4th quarter, was because they didn't turn it over. You shoot that poorly through 3 quarters, and you have the normal turnovers that you normally take. Because remember, Skip, they average about 15 and a half, almost 16 turnovers a game.
Yep.
You get to that number last night, you're losing to the Sacramento Kings because you're shooting poorly and you're turning the ball over. So now instead of having a plus 16 in shot selection, now you're probably negative 16 in shot selection.
I would agree.
In shots attempt, excuse me.
So my big picture takeaway from last night is now your Los Angeles Lakers have won 4 of their last 5. But if we look harder, but if we look harder, you did lose at Memphis, and that's
we're going to get them back.
Okay, they're coming back.
Yeah, we're going to get them back.
You're pretty quick here, coming up in two more.
Yeah, we got Atlanta, then Memphis.
Okay. You won at Houston. They're the worst team in the West. You beat Portland without CJ and Nurkic, and they're now 14-22, are the Portland Trailblazers. Yeah. You beat Minnesota without Karl Anthony Towns or D'Angelo Russell. They're now 17-20. And then you beat Sacramento last night without their leading rebounder and shot blocker. They are now 16-23. So the 4 wins have come against teams that are a combined 36 games under 500.
You the one that gave him a 7. I gave him a 5.
I gave him a 7 because I pity them, and it's a Russ game. I like the blueprint of it. It's the first time all year I said, that's the only way you could win with Russ. And if you do, which you will get AD back, if Russ would stay in his little box every night,
no, he ain't doing that.
Well, he won't. But I'm saying, is that not the blueprint for success?
How you going to have pity for a professional team? You got pity like they some pop water, some high school team.
Well, here we have one of the all-time greatest players, LeBron James, and he's celebrating like it's Game 7 of the finals against the Kings.
It's an emotional game.
Okay, well, is it?
Yeah.
Well, the Kings can't stop you.
Hold on. No. I'm not going to let you do that. Because I remember the last time you played you like LeBron. You got to finish this off. Okay, he finished it off, and now you upset that he's celebrating that he's finished him off.
I haven't seen him celebrate that way since some big playoff win, right?
The Roman Empire.
Okay.
You know, what is the Coliseum? What he used to yell? Kill, kill. Kill. And that's what Gold James do. I thought he wasn't no closer. I thought Austin Reeves was their closer.
Well, the closer last night was Malik Monk.
Don't do that, Skip.
Well, it was.
Don't do that. So what role did LeBron play?
Okay, well, he did make those 2 threes, but those weren't closing threes.
We had 14.
Okay, you had 14 in the 4th, but down the stretch after he made the second 3 and did all, and he did have the drive shot.
He said, I'm a problem.
Yeah.
I'm a problem.
Okay, first I thought he was just trash talking the Kings bench, but I think he was just saying it up to the stands, like to the world.
No, he was in front of the Kings bench. I'm glad we ain't getting no tech, cause I'm a problem. Y'all know I'm a problem, right? And there is no solution.
Well,
you got to troubleshoot what I got going on, Skip. Problems you can solve.
Much of the year he's been a problem for the Lakers.
I'm an issue. He should have told him I'm an issue. You better troubleshoot this. It's going to take you a while, though. Yeah.
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 His power's gone out too many
Yeah,
times.
you know, I'll be on there. Sometimes my cable be acting up. They say, Mr. Sharpe, can you troubleshoot it from here, from where you are? I'm on the phone 5-6 hours. Your issue, Skip, you got to troubleshoot
hopefully
it.
we get your power back in time for Friday. Lakers back in action against the Hawks. They're looking for 4 straight.
Oh, yeah, we gonna get ice tray.
This season. You going to get them? You had 56
Yeah, we will get ice tray.
Monday.
I hope so.
56. Okay.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.